5251, money mid-wild, following student, rolling on art movements of the hearts to mind, circuit blaze, the running mid-wild, running real links of the space, air mid or liquid or freeze, engraftment heal, in the planetary vamping on computational numbers of the surface and placement of the ion still free from the bones mentally in the geo recording on streams in brightness, a situational next move to the issue on a running stoppage on the circuit blaze windmill assembly spark, a work on all types of assemblies from the imaginational earthworks from the sky magma upward lightning golden raindrops, the light-hearted mind of the humans and animal tree plant bushes and surface differences of the light-hearted minds engraftment from the shade speeds timalistics, a new catalyzed time from magnification of colorization of a three box lined up under a stick shows the magnational compass of a time lapse in a sense from the sun's overhead passment is a mental digital currency of the sun enrollment enhalement hold free constriction in the bind alignment of a orbiting demographical shade speed, the time body clock, time clicking management of the accidental mechanical flying in the butterfly effects affecting the self positional art draw find re-sign for emotional sum ups of the pros and cons figurines or a small experiments ordering the weathering zones surface zones inducement impediment impress of a small pressure diffraction of the Earth's mental sky digital disk, the Phoenix digital javelin, mental Pontiac sky body sun perception and pull pushing ideological past engraph in the resonanceal circumferential mind flight a pain mental takeness, the breakdown point sending in for more tolerance in the capsule, still covered by steel and links together over on the brace bracketal space frames of refigurements in the step to step particle matter attractional earth count thinking response return. This type of emptiness cloaking or otherness to the endless colored blaze output of the core thought is the breakthrough point nozzle size frequency acoustical in time in tune earth motion replicational pathway in counting a density direction to a directional uncoverment to the discoveries of a read and write drawment orderly form on the roads ahead like saying how far have you come back from what is your road of travel this is for the ones back from the universal legal odd losements. What is your get back travels? How incited are you on your limitless difficulty difference? See, I would love to hear the story of how you got back from the sky net neurological underlying shatteredness connection of that shuttle sun liquid life dipping super sun night life insight diffused defined out of context and ultra random opposement of golden flexes, a particle temperature weather tomb coffin in a temperature pyramidine, a shape dreaming in shapes on the slanted bed or horizontal arrangements of a new horizon. I pulled in another pinpoint sun angle bend corner point numbers of letters in a figure symbols of world work diagrams in the lifted hovering of bounds, lifting the hovering of bounds of gatheredness constrictions, restraints of the law of force intertwines, configurational counts of motions, and reworks the sun's glow in the indefinite before the reversal error in buildment readiness of the passing mental page grip in depth concentration of space concentration on a particle sum of the last jump in the first to slant sleep in this connectional designs of a couple of square few designs of magnitude compasses time flight circuital systems, the shape dreamings of the tool array technology in play of the ore piles, from steep to still to recolorize to re-particleize on different sizes of the sandy boomerang footprint, a time recatchment of the flex, 100% equaling a percentage on a new register of the space frame ore pile of open simplicity of air decaying of air motions mentally tools and technology array on an end guided engraftment from falling into the earth's core projection this trajectory of the awakenings in the enshapement of alignment of the first med or liquid or life survival man. This mental thought in spacement, inscriptional curve, enlightenment, technology, air computational outspellment tool is a user in smart of the touch sense out branching boomerang, the first to pass miniature airspace of a recollapsing of spheres of the re-up alignment of the re-embargoment of what the winter count in the sky earth's opposite has universally presently made in sight of perception. You got to get your earth count in on the fast track of the daily mental rethoughts of the earth's motions, serviceable survivabilities, incrementable, measurable outlastment of the planetary vamping on insight creations. The pathway split particle collided particle weights are offset calculations on an ongoing tilted dud out of balance a structure restructuring of no figures positioning a scribbling that stays in the earth count on the end outlastment actions of the progression for a large-scale mental earth race of the earth's count soul spirit temple pyramids first ongoing forward motion highly accelerated spin reversal sail in on the universal savement from the ground sun litment return to the most constructional treasure segment in the matrix of the full lattice of the tensions layers and corn sheaths, the sheaths upcoming in constant straight curves of the breaking opposites that have spring ideals of much more spectacular images in the incitement of the new insight language of the borderline segment of the life departure, a new life cycle of a conveyor ride of a counting learning degree with the rephasement spectacular images, replicational end thoughts on a long focused sum of sums, and this answerable quotational questions of the testing or teaching or lessons of the light-hearted mind and broadness, the hidden degrees of the body's planetary vamping on earth rotational tilt refractional measures of the all creational atom, a mid or liquid or valley dinosaur birth, a magna surface of 10,385 approximationals sunrise. Shout out to all my days of wake upness. The real quality is a new undiscovered old arrangement of the all seasonal cycle of space, galaxy bursts and explosional directional motion of the Earth's physical reality on the borderline show out in the enfoldments, rereadments of the lever readiness of a jolt repulsionals, running money mid-wild, running presence stuck in a dimensional current of a mind scrape of the Earth's surface layers. See the falling lifted counter-reacted impulse is a jolting repulsional system, torquing energy capturement, scale time, wise capturement and filments of the open body's time clock weather strip universal earth directional embodiment openness recirculational enthoughtment action bringments of over the finish in some cements of the watery sun plain view sight challenge of readiness blindness of the minded thoughts the universal and shape mental show out commotion of the fulcrum balance realignment orders and magnitudes, a difference in levels, seasonal emotional movement, trigger motions, equalizing a foreseen start of a layer uplift In a inequality orbital sphere action, a reactional counter of a dynamical speculate aspect of air to mechanical's outspacement and stepment of the internal motional fleeted feet of guided glaze standment mediums of air possessional creational treasures. These type of mind distant or secret segment is a land growth waves of motion from chamber to chamber in the laser mind mid-rim equilibrium body control over seeking or segment and touching down into a wake up over in an achievement that's let down, dimmed down showcase of an air computational technology of mummification like the AI oscillator programs awaiting these type of opposites and weight as a gifted and rise star is the base of the 10, 20, 30 and numberistical letters and so on, scars and shapes and mixed mind and the brings roundness of the soundness of the pi radius square by height times we in quarter outfittable awareness of the boundary barriers of waiting for the limitless rimless expansion, ingrowth and opposite compass-wise communicational waves of friction, freedom, stream takers. These type of mind travels is a traveling distance in the sundials, recyclable power of the feeding grounds of the pictographical orbital sphere range in a direction of airless fire realms and new factory settings of units and frictions coming into grasp on the temple pyramid world map of the community's world hobbies of the twisted natures, instruction from nature. These type of twisting natures is a constructionalist of nature and symbols of the mind traveling time from the core fluorescent cycles. The time pyramid light outshine show out of the living reservoirs of the cold contour pile stalks of motion is the double heckle of fall auto incorrectional curve time constant speed space fluctuational in matter a in-departmentalized immaterialized touching or reach spirit range that takes us on new levels. There are levels already on the space legal taxes of enlightenment with the earth temple pyramid soul core collapsal reseated birth of the ion frictional stream connectional power design of the air inhaled of the earth motional learnings on the new moving art smarts of dynamical imaginational allowabilities because the universal combines the two universal big bangs coasting from ends to ends on the connection of the age birth canals, the stripe of trickling, rippling, dimmed down of the powerability of the calibration of the imaginational allowability limits is the alternational induced actions with involvement, calculation or counts the impurity-wise circulation of the internal motion solar footprint, a significant implementational difference on the outlastment of one more breath for the world's engiftment in the universal star, the universal combined the centers a moving star plumb rejectional planetary map. This type of constellational reply is like a knee crushing light white pigeon in the flight light of hyperspace rail slant forwards or backward travels, the broken shoulder flex holding the trigger at the level, the impossible start button on thinking distortion free, the reaching of running numbers of all sorts until the deadened bright up, the mind's motional concentrationals, one thought in wave with the orbital motions of space frames in vamping particle space with the constellational reply and life creational sentence sequence orders, reframing my defined information of enlivement, one thought so then one star mastering teaching from the extra heart vein light of a planetary all seasonal all age two temple universal meet structure